Bharatiya languages also. In fact, I am tempted to narrate this one incident which Mahakavi did as a protest when the British tried to downplay our Indian languages, and when they had tried as a part of their cultural colonization to suppress the Indian languages and only promote English. The campaign picked up momentum after this when they had to undo the partition of Bengal, and when they found that the fierce resistance all over the country, they thought this is dangerous, they must weaken it. And so they intensified their campaign. The campaign for English, which they had started long back, even before Macaulay, picked up momentum. And towards the end of the First World War, when they had given more momentum to it, even here in Chennai, then Madras, the British has launched the campaign against Tamil language, saying that this is not a language competent or capable, fit for study of science. Not only science, they also said history. And by the way, they never used the word language for any of the Indian languages. They used to call them vernacular. So J.C. Roll, who was the principal of Pachayappa College then, he delivered as a part of, he was one of the strong votary of English and rather one of the front leaders of the campaign of cultural colonization. In Triplicane, he delivered a talk address saying that South India, this is his words, these are his words, South Indian vernaculars are not fit for expressing scientific thoughts or historical studies. And so, English must be the primary language of our children. To that, Mahakavi, he reacted strongly. He wrote a letter to editor which a Hindu candidate. It was in, if I remember correctly, it was sometime in October 2016. Mahakavi wrote very strongly against him, and they said he resented the idea that you are calling it vernacular. Because vernacular actually it means language of the slaves. Because word, word is a Latin root which means slave. So there was only, for the British, there was only language was English. The rest were all slavish language, they all called vernacular. Unfortunately, we also started using this vernacular, without knowing how demeaning it has been. But the way he reacted, he said, look, Tamil language is far more superior than English in accuracy and scientific expression. Very strong word, a strongly worded letter he wrote. I think you should find out and read this. He was a great votary of not only Tamil, we know that how he talked about the various languages. We all know, except from Padanettodiya and Chintanayya, how this, one, the heartbeat is one. He understood Bharat as a divine entity, as a one entity. For women empowerment, he did at a time when women were suppressed. We heard in the course of the student who talked about when he says, Pattangal Alavadum, Sattangal Saivadum, Parinil Kanangal, Nadavandom. He talked about that. At the time, look at the revolutionary zeal of this person. I had occasion to meet father of Dr. Jayanti Murali, Dr. Krishna in Kashi. I had gone to his house and met him. At the time he was 96-year-old person. What a treat to listen to him, the stories, how as a young boy he had seen when Bharati, once in Athens, all these revolutionaries how they used to move around and conduct, the freedom activities. Unfortunately, we lost him last year. And it's a big loss. But again, he went over there, he was a professor in BHU. And it was a great occasion to see him and to learn something from him about. So I think it's time that we need to do more work on Mahatma Bharati, his various personalities, and unite this country, the divisions that happened through the linguistic. At the time, when Bharati says that's a fact. As I often say that when my grandmother traveled from a remote village in Patna, Bihar, to Rameswaram, she never felt that she was going to some other place and some other country or other place. Different languages, fine, but there were people to look after. In fact, when I took my mother as a high school student to pilgrimage to Badrinath, Rishikesh and all the places, we didn't know at the time there was no telephone, nothing. Forget about mobile, even landline was not available. But there was no worry that where will we stay, who will be there to how all the problems of logistics. Because the moment our bus from my village with my people along with my mother and I, we were there when we reached. The moment the bus stopped, a set of people came, asked, you are from which place? Of course in local language. You are from, you is yours. So they come, you are. And then they have a register which gives me my 30 generations names. And immediately they took us to his place, made us comfortable, gave us something to eat, and he organized all our visit around, all the puja, every rituals did. At the end of a couple of days, he didn't give us a bill. Look, you are here, so you pay this. No. Whatever we thought, we just gifted, left it, and he took it. No demand, no question of any bargaining. This was the kind. So imagine, about almost 1,500 kilometers away I am going. But I had no problem, we had no problem where we are going, and similarly, any part of this country. This Bharat has to be. This spirit of Bharat has to be understood. This division in terms of language, in terms of regions, I don't know what all. In fact, at times when linguistic reorganization of the state happened, immediately that created a problem that the large number of people living in the same place for hundreds of years, suddenly they became linguistic minority and they started feeling less than equal. We have a case in Tamil Nadu. 33% of people of Tamil Nadu are, though they speak Tamil fluently and all that, but they are linguistic minority. Nearly 1.5 crore Telugus, around 50 lakhs, Kannadigas, equal number Malayalis. We have over 1 million Saurashtrians, over 1 million Marathis, over 500,000 Bundelkhandis. Bundelkhand. I am quoting. And all they came several hundred years ago. It's not that they came yesterday or 50 or 100 years ago. They came several hundreds ago. The latest arrival which they say about this, the Bundelkhand is also about 400-500 years old. So people could move from one part to other, no problem, settle down, no problem. But then with all this, they started becoming intolerant. So much so that here, 33% population who are linguistic minority, they had to go to Supreme Court to get clearance for teaching in their own mother tongue in the schools run by them. Because we say, no, we will not allow you. How unfair it is. Finally, they got relief from Supreme Court. That no, is against the constitutional right given to them. The minority has the right, minority run institution, to teach their language in their schools. So they had to fight to stop them. Look at what is happening to us. I think we need to introspect and we need to overcome it. Now, there's languages from one to other translations. Translators, all of you have done a great service to the nation. You are not just individual, you are institutions the way you're doing, and you deserve all the applaud. And society must say thank you to you. And we must have many more people who are doing this translation from one to another. We must create that sense, rather not create, rather rediscover ourselves, that we who we are. Friends, thank you very much on this, both the occasion, primarily Mahakavi's birth anniversary and Bharatiya Bhasha Divas, because he is the one who actually caught the spirit of it. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir. We now request the Honorable Governor and other dignitaries on the dais to take their seat downstage so that we can enjoy a cultural program, 2 dance performances on Bharatiyar song Parakule Nalla Nadu and Chinanchirikaliye, presented by Selvi Jayavarshini. We have now a dance.
The next dance rendition will be on the song Chinna Jirukiliye Kannama.
Thank you.